Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, if you're a follower of the channel, you're going to know that on our tractor, our setup is we run a front bucket and a rear blade. So we have about a quarter of an inch of sleety kind of snow. It's kind of probably already frozen to the ground. I'm going to show you today how I would scrape it off the driveway with the front bucket. Okay, so follow along. So here, as I'm pulling out of the garage, I'm keeping an eye on the bucket, on how flat it is to the surface. Now on snow like this, as you can see, I have the bucket nearly flat on the ground with the cutting edge just a little down more, and I'm still keeping the loader in float mode, or in float position. I'm peeling it off, and here I'm stopping because I have to watch the back blade on the garage door, but I didn't really scrape all of it off the surface there. You can still see there's quite a bit of it on the ground there. And here I'm just trying to get out of the garage. I'm repositioning. There's barely any snow in the bucket, and I did leave a lot behind there, you could see. Still repositioning. And here I'm curling the bucket out, and I put a more aggressive position on here. And now I have the loader back in flow mode, and you can see the difference. Right in the front tire right there, you can see the difference in where I started and stopped. So here, I'm scraping forward. There's a lot more snow coming off the driveway, and this was a very hard, compact sleet/ice snow. So it wasn't peeling off the driveway very easily. That's why I have such an aggressive angle in the bucket. Making sure that cutting edge is really scraping the ground there. And you can still see it's not pulling all of it off. You can see the ice and stuff on the driveway there, but it's doing a pretty good job. I'm shaking out the bucket there to know the snow out of it, piling it up. Reversing now, I'm going to go back and do the same thing right to the right side of the screen there where I did leave some behind. Now I'm backing into the garage slowly. I'm trying not to hit the mower deck or the garage door. Have about half a foot on each side. Now I'm putting the bucket back down. I have that aggressive angle again because I know the angle that I want. And I'm peeling all that. I'm scraping all of it off the driveway. There might be some that comes off to the right side of the machine or the left side of your screen. That comes off the side of the bucket. That's okay. Now I'm scraping the edge of the driveway there. And I'm pushing all down into a pile. Scraping all this off here. Loader's still in flow position, and here's where it gets a little bit tricky on this part of the driveway because there's a lip on the concrete that the bucket does catch on. I have to be very careful, and you'll see in a minute or two here how I lift up over it. You can see it's actually peeling the snow off pretty well here. That is bringing it right down to the concrete. Now I'm going to dump it. There it goes. Gas, lifting the bucket off the ground, dumping it into a pile there, and reversing. You go do the same thing to the right of the machine. And here I'm adjusting the bucket because I never undumped it. Putting it back on the ground and pushing it forward. Doing a pretty good job there of ripping up the Now this is where the driveway has the lip, right over the crest of the hill. So I'm repositioning the machine to the left side of the driveway. And here I'm easing over the lip. I actually had the bucket cutting edge up a little bit. And then I tilted it back down. Now the loader's back in float mode. As I'm coming down the driveway, there shouldn't be any lip, so I hit the bottom part where it's actually asphalt. There's actually a lip down there that I have to be very careful of. Coming down the driveway. Lifting up right before I got to the cement or the asphalt there, dumping onto a pile. So I'll try to go across that one so it's minimal damage to the asphalt at the bottom. I'm reversing back up the driveway. And like I said, I'm going back up the driveway now. I have the bucket out. I'm eyeballing here, but I'm trying to keep a little bit of the bucket off center of the pile. I'm not driving directly on it, so the whole bucket's picking up snow. So I don't have to go back and pick up like all the scrap pieces that come off the side of it as much, or as far up the driveway. But you will see here, I think, yeah, you can see some pieces are starting to go off to the side of it, and I'll have to clean those up later. But it's not as drastic as if I put the whole bucket on it. And I'm gonna dump this pile out here again. There you go, you can see right in the bucket there, there's not a lot of snow. Trying to get that out, juggling the joystick there. Gets most of the snow out. Reversing back up the driveway. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the left side. Right here, I try to always push this off to the right side of the driveway where I'm going right now. I do have a pretty aggressive angle on it. I should have probably lowered the bucket a little more. That's how I get the machine to pick up there when I take it out of float mode, which isn't that good. Won't hurt it, but now I have it at a pretty aggressive angle. Now when I come up on the road, you might see it get caught here in a second. Right there, you can see where it gets caught. I had it at a too aggressive angle there. That was my fault. And now I'm going to back out of it, try to pick it up a little bit. And still too aggressive. I don't know why I had that like that early in the morning. I'll blame it on that. Now I'm going to go right across the road. I'm going to push it up in the pile that I made. And actually, if you see in what's going to come out probably in two to 3 days, or for 4 days, depending on when the snow actually stops, you'll see how big that pile gets, because we're going to get a lot of snow tonight. And I'm backing up here. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm actually going to have to go over a lip here where the concrete is. Where the frost actually pushed the cement up in the air. So now I'm coming over that right now. That'll be my next pass. Having the car go by, always making sure I have my emergency flashes on when I'm down by the road. And here, this is where I have to put the bucket up. And I don't remember why I'm backing out here, but I am. back, less aggressive angle here. Up, and okay, I'm backing up again. Going back down, putting the bucket down. Now it's flat to the ground now. I'm also eyeballing this too because this tractor does not have a bucket level indicator on it, so I can't always tell perfectly, but I try my best to eyeball it. And we're coming up now. I forgot to load it in float mode easily. Coming up over the road now. I have to adjust my bucket. I actually tilted it up more to road cross, and now I'm across the road and pushing this into the pile as well. Again, my emergency flashers are on my four-way, so traffic knows you have a 365-degree view of them. So traffic does know it is 5 o'clock in the morning, so there's not that much traffic, but now I have the back blade down because that head doesn't have a cutting edge on it that's so aggressive, and it could it doesn't rip up as easy as the front bucket does. And I'll probably push that into a pile here in a minute.